We're going to get a little bit vulnerable today and talk about consistency versus 100% effort all the time. I don't know about you, but I think that I am not very good at consistency. And I thought I have been for like the last 40 years. I thought I was consistent. Stick around. We're going to unpack this. I'm not a mental health professional, but these are some things that have been rolling around in my brain. Stay tuned. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Nancy. I am the owner of Oh My Heart Handmade Gifts. I create fun, fashionable, sustainably made bags of all shapes and sizes. I invite you to check out my website. It is in the description below. I have more information about what I do, how I do it, and my shop is on there as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you thinking? Please do so. Click the like, click the subscribe. I love you for it. And let's get started. I am a solo business owner. I've been a solo business owner in this business for 7 years. Before that, I had a graphic design business. I was the only employee in that business as well. And I had that business for almost 12 years. All the experts out there always say that consistency is the key to success. Consistency is how you reach your goals. Consistency, blah, 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 blah. Like you hear it everywhere. So what I want to talk about today is the fine print that's forgotten about. Consistency is often confused with perfectionism. Drop a comment below if you feel that in your life, in your business, because I think this was my aha moment last week, is that I have had trouble being consistent long term because I am going at 100%, if not 110% effort. That is just not sustainable. You cannot sustain consistency at that high level of an effort. And yet we have been programmed, trained. I don't know about you, at least I have, straight A's here, awards there, get into this thing here, be the top of your class here. This was the culture, right? We are programmed to work at 100% effort all the time. I mean, even beyond 100%, right? Because, if I remember back to high school, GPA should come out at 4.0. That is 100%. However, I had, I think, 4.3 or something, but I wasn't even at the top of the class. The top of the class was like 4.8 something GPA. So that means that there's been extra credit, bonus points, whatnot. So like the 100% wasn't even perfect. How in the world do we sustain that in our adult lives? We can't. We hit the burnout. So I hit the wall, and then I doubt like everything that I just did, and am like, what the heck just happened? Like, I thought I was going along. I thought I was doing this right. And then, and yet I'm not seeing the results that I necessarily want to see in the amount of time that I thought it would happen. Well, it just wasn't enough time, I needed to be consistent for, say, 6 months, but the rate that I was trying to do the thing at was only sustainable for 1 month. So I wasn't going to see the same results. Anybody tracking with me? Like, I feel there's so much going on in my brain and I can't get it out right. What my brain doesn't understand is that I need to be the drip hose in the garden for long-term watering rather than the fire hose that puts the fire out. So I'm more of the fire hose type person. I'm the all or nothing. I'm the jump in, learn everything I can in a matter of 2 weeks and then burn out type of person. And I am trying to change that so that I can do this long term. I want to do this long term. I have reached 7 years in my business. This is not like an announcement that I'm closing my business or anything, nothing like that. But I am at this turning point that I need to figure these things out in order to have the longer term consistency that I can sustain. As a solo business owner, we juggle all the balls unless you have the budget to be able to hire some things out. Personally, I don't have that budget yet. I have to manage the books, I manage the marketing, the social media posts, the scheduling markets, the product development, the making the product, the shopping for materials, procuring buyers, closing the sale, sending out the bags. You get the picture, right? And then I'm also a mom. I drive my kids to various activities every week. I take them to school and pick them up. I help them get their lunch ready. I cook dinner. I do the grocery shopping. That is juggling a whole lot of things. And in order to do all those things at 100%, I go crazy. I don't know about you, but I go a little crazy sometimes and it gets really overwhelming. Some routines, in order to help with the consistency, have just automatically happened. Obviously, the kids' schedules are on a routine. You know, they go to this thing every Monday, they go to that thing every Tuesday. That is a routine. I don't have to think about it. It's just on the calendar. I plan around it. My business stuff is more up in the air, and it's up to me to create that routine. I have a hard time sticking to the schedule that I've created for myself as a business owner. Personally, I need to create more routines and habits in my business to make it easier to sustain long term. So, for example, maybe I do marketing Monday, or I do product development on Tuesday. I batch sew on Wednesday. I need to try and be better about batching my time and scheduling it out. If you have any tips, drop them below, because I am not very good at, I'm fine at creating the plan. I'm not very good at sticking to it, because when Monday comes around, something else comes up that I'd rather be doing, or that feels like it's a priority. So I need to do that instead. So I move aside the marketing and I do the order that came through, and then marketing gets pushed out, and then it gets all moved around, and I drop a ball, and then the consistency is gone. Like, I, I don't get it. Suddenly it just like slips through my fingers. Do you get this? It's just really frustrating to me. And then I beat myself up that I wasn't consistent with Marketing Monday. Like, why can I just not keep Marketing Monday? I think some of it also has to do with this maybe microwave culture. You know, I want it now. I wanted it yesterday. I want to pop it in the microwave and have it done in 2 minutes. I need to get back and used to that. It's more of a long-term goal. I am currently training, quote unquote, training for a half marathon. And I've done one in the past, and my training during that was more consistent. I was able to follow the schedule. This time around, that's not the case. And I am seriously beating myself up about it. I will probably end up walking the majority of it. And in the scheme of things, that is totally fine. However, in my brain, it's thinking like, well, you ran one before. Why can't you do it this time? You are such a failure. You weren't consistent enough. Like, seriously, turn the brain off. Why can't I turn the brain off? I'm working on this with a professional and with my friends, and I'm working through it. But like, it is just so frustrating because I read all the books, I know all the things, I just can't connect the brain to the rest of my body, or the logical part to the emotional part. And when I had this sudden shift, it's not that I'm not consistent or not good at being consistent, it's that I am trying to be consistent at too high of a level, too much of a percentage. I am trying to give too much on all the things. And I mean, people have said this before, and I've read it before, but it didn't click. And I still don't know how to solve the problem yet. But I feel like it finally clicked, and I'm at the tipping point of finally understanding what I need to change for me to be more consistent, and to be okay that I am not going to be giving 100% all the time, or at least my definition of what 100% is. because maybe my 100% and the definition of 100% for me is maybe 150% instead. And so my 80%, it's like there's a curve. I need to set the curve that 80% rounds up to 100%. I don't know. Maybe I have to do some sort of trick in my brain because I just struggle so hard with that idea of, well, just do your best. And even if your best today is sitting on the couch with a cup of coffee, that is your best. That is your 100%. I'm like, but no, that's not 100%. That's like a 75%. And I could have done 100%, or I've at least could have done a 90. Like, I mean, come on. I don't know. It's really been on my mind lately and wanted to get it out there. And one of these days, one of these years, I'm going to look back and watch this video and be like, that was your tipping point. That was where you changed. That was where you figured it out. Right now, I'm posting this for not only you, but for me to come back and look at later. So, Nancy, you're figuring it out. You are going to no longer expect 120% on all the things. And you're going to relax and you're going to learn to rest and be okay with the rest. You're also going to be okay with things taking longer because sometimes that's just the way it is. Slow cooker, drip hose, no microwave, no fire hose, and you will be okay. And all of you will also be okay. Step by step, we will get there. And there may be times in our life where we are sprinting. There may be times to go at 110, 120%. And then we can rest and switch to 50%, 60%, 80%. I need to learn to be okay with percentages all over the map. That is what I'm going to work on. What are you going to work on? Consistency is not always glamorous. Consistency is the behind the scenes. Consistency is the training, not the race. Consistency is the drip hose, not the fire hose. Consistency is the tortoise, not the hare. Consistency is a small drip of water that creates a stalactite or stalagmite in a cave over thousands of years. Patience, something that I have struggled with. On that note, I hope that you got something out of this. I know for me, I will probably go back and look at this maybe in a year, maybe 2 years. It's now off on YouTube, so I can watch it whenever I want. Hoping that I have now reached my tipping point and that I will start to turn down the water flow from a fire hose to a drip hose and grow. I'm Nancy. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, comment, share your thoughts. I would love to hear them. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.